Hello folks, well it's day one in my mum's new house. Moved in yesterday and the actual move went quite smoothly. The two men that came with two vans were very polite. They protected the carpets at my mum's house and this house. Not that the carpets needed protecting here, I can assure you. Everything was well wrapped. So yes, top-notch job. Right, shall we have a look round? It's a bit of a mess, as you can imagine. This is the room I slept in last night. This is the bedroom number 2, I think we're calling this, the second bedroom. So that's my bed from my old house, my mum's old house, my old bed that I used to sleep on. But the furniture is from the other room. So we've just got the wardrobe and a chest of drawers. Got a chair in here, but I think that's going to be moving. This has got sort of a wooden floor, which I'm not keen on. There's no, can you believe it? They took the curtain poles. They wanted to charge my mum £20 each for them. So I've been sort of, I had to dress behind the door this morning in case anyone was peeking. It's ridiculous. My mum paid £10,000 over the asking price for the house and they couldn't be bothered to leave the curtain poles. But that's just one of the many things that are wrong. So anyway, I got the bed set up. But the first thing I did was to clean the bathroom. This, you would never believe it. It was disgusting. It's still not perfect. My mum's having this all ripped out shortly. Well, it's one of her priority jobs. The bath, I mean, there's still a few bits on it, but you should have seen it, folks. I don't know, I think this was a family home and there were kids here, and I think they've had permanent markers by the looks of it, and on the bath. I mean, it took a lot of elbow grease. This blind, which is necessary because it's not frosted, this window, the bathroom's at the front, this wooden Venetian blind was thick with dust. I mean, just doing that took me half an hour. As you can see, the paint's coming off here. It was a dull finish. And it's still black around the seals. I've put bleach on it and it's got a lot of it off, but not perfect. This is broken. Whoops. Something else has dropped off. A washer's dropped off that. Oh, excuse me. And you couldn't see, we've just had showers, you couldn't see through that shower screen. It was that encased with crap. And as for the toilet, well, the toilet seat's broken. They said they were going to replace it. It's cracked, but you should have seen the state of the toilet. You know, it was wee here, all around the bottom. There was a yellow line. Look, the toilet's not even screwed to the floor. So we've got a shopping list, and on the shopping list is a toilet seat, just to use in the interim. My mum's just going to get a cheap £10 toilet seat. There's no need for anything else. She's going to get a corner shower, we've been discussing, and then probably along this wall going to have some built-in vanity units with a vanity sink. So she's got places to put all her bits and, you know, toiletries. I mean, it's like a branch of Superdrug. I thought I was bad. I'm not as bad as I used to be. But my mum, I think she can just about reach this shelf, but there's no way she can't reach up there. I've had to put stuff up there. You know, every time someone comes, my brother's only down the road, she'll have to rotate. So there's that. These were obviously made by the bloke, because they're not very nice. Obviously these will be coming out. So I've put my mum's sort of toothpastey things and mouthwashes in there, and there's another toilet roll. There's no, I've noticed there's no toilet roll holder. Not that that matters now. Oh, see, I hate these. There's no toilet roll holder. It doesn't matter. My mum wanted to have the toilet moved and things, but that's a big job to move a toilet because of the soil pipe. And there's, oh, it's one of those showers, look. Now it was quite a nice shower I had this morning, but I like a shower that's fixed at the top. I like a shower on a flexible hose, because once you've washed all your particles, I like to take, if you're eating, well, I don't think I'm sure a lot of people do it, I like to take the shower hose off the holder and direct it my nether regions to make sure they're thoroughly rinsed. Some of you must do that, surely. And I feel that although I feel clean down below, I don't feel thoroughly rinsed. There's a towel rail there actually on the thing. The sink, that was all lime scaled up. It's not a very good sink, you can't really put much on it. And they've taken the mirror. Of course, there's no mirrors in the house, so I don't know what I look like. I had to borrow a tiny mirror off my mum to take my contact lenses out. This camera's going out of focus. Stupid thing. This is my mum's bedroom. Again, after doing the bathroom, I did my bed and then I got my mum's bed sorted. So this is where her bed will be staying. We don't know. The delivery men placed the furniture here. It probably will get moved. But the thing about this house, which my mum doesn't like and I don't like, is they've had all the TVs on the walls up there. You see, there would have been a TV up. I don't like that personally, and nor does my mum. But the thing is, they've put all the sockets and the TV aerial points up high, so they need to be taken away and moved down lower. And of course all these holes. Although I think possibly in this bedroom, my mum might be having it on the wall. That telly there, she might be wall mounting it, so that would be okay. Again, there's nothing here at the windows. We're popping out today to buy a blind, a blackout blind. It's a 5-foot window, so they're available off the shelf. This is part of an extension. Everything's filthy. Oh, I think that's my mum down there. I don't know if you can just see her head. Yes, it is. I don't know. There is a path. This is her. There is a path. We'll have to get to know all the things. There's a garage there, which I'll be having for storage. It's got a sink in it. It's got a fireplace, although they've taken the stove away. It's only a small garden, but it's not overlooked, as you can see. So it didn't matter that my mum didn't have any windows here. These hideous built-in wardrobe cupboards that were obviously made by the bloke who lived here, they took away all the rails and all the shelves. So basically there's nothing in there, so it's useless for hanging stuff. Ridiculous. So my mum wasn't too happy about that. Hideous brown carpet throughout, which I will be shampooing. Obviously it's all going to be replaced. Then this is the smallest bedroom. Don't know where all the switches are. So this is just dumping ground at the moment. So it's going to have this single bed here. We're going to have at the end there with a bedside table. Because at the moment, this had a cot in it. It was a kid's room. You can't really put a bedside table next to that because it's not wide enough. So we're just going to move it. We might have the radiator moved onto this wall. So the bed's going to be up there. But it's bigger than I thought. It's quite a long room and narrow, but it's not. It's usable. Then we've got these stairs, which my mum doesn't like. We're getting these carpeted. They're not very well finished. All this dark wood as well. They're good solid doors, but it's not nice. We're having them painted. My mum's having them painted white. This is all being replaced. And there's nothing here, look, it's open. And they had kids in this house, so it needs a new banister thing here. And my mum needs a rail on this side. Then you've got a downstairs toilet, but just a toilet. There's no sink in here for some reason. And they've made some built-in cupboards, which are useful, but no use for my mum because she can't reach there. And this is the living room. There's 2 sideboards in here at the moment, but one of them we're going to put into the kitchen diner. Again, they had a TV on the wall, but fortunately this point for that is down below. So I've got the TV connected. My mum's just got one sofa. This hideous carpet will be going. Again, no curtains at the window. But it's a usable sized room. It'll be cosy in the winter. She won't have a draft like she did in her old house. But yeah, this house will be absolutely fantastic with a bit of money and, more importantly, taste. This is the showpiece, so to speak. This is the huge kitchen diner. It's big, but there's no storage. we've got nowhere to put food at the moment, really. They did have some units. They had a big double fridge freezer here and a dishwasher. There's plumbing for a dishwasher there. Fortunately, this stuff can still be bought. So basically my mum's just going to get a whole run of cupboards and worktop with a dishwasher in the middle, probably some wall cupboards there and there, which will more than double, it will more than double the storage space and the worktop space. And she's ordered a big oak table that goes in the middle with 6 chairs. This looks a very posh cooker, but that needs looking at because shouldn't move. Cooker shouldn't move. That should be secured. It should be level. That shouldn't happen. But everything of my mum's goes nicely. You know, that's her bread bin and her microwave. She's got the toaster and kettle this side. This is a wood burning stove. So she's getting new sofas, but we just bought what we had. So what we think we're going to do is have one of the sideboards along this wall and turn the sofa around so it's facing the sideboard. You can have a TV on it, have the coffee table in the middle, and then the sofa would sort of be here, the back of the sofa here, and maybe a rug in the middle, and then that would provide a sort of a zoned separate little sitting area. So you're not sat on the sofa looking at the kitchen table when it's in place. It's got a Belfast sink. It's quite useful for washing the dogs, possibly, if they get mucky. We're going to get a blind for there, but there's no need for a blind for there. As you see, it's not overlooked at all. This is the bookcase from my mum's living room. That's awful. I don't like that stuff. So if you're offended because you've got them in your house, it's just not my taste or my mum's. But fortunately, they are stickers. I've already peeled off a couple of the letters. It peels off okay, so I'll be getting rid of that. The washing machine. Unfortunately, there's no light bulb in there, and the other one doesn't seem to work. Now let's try it again. No. So there's the central heating boiler, and I've persuaded my mum to leave the washer in there because there's plumbing for it. She was going to put it in the kitchen. I said, well, if you put it in the kitchen, you're losing a cupboard space that you could have. So she decided to it's a shame about the boiler. She's now decided to have a tumble dryer. Even if I move the washer right to the wall, I don't think... well, you couldn't because you need access to the boiler, so that wouldn't work. So there is a garage. She's already got a separate freezer in there, so there's power, so she can put a tumble dryer in there. There is a carport through there as well, but the roof needs repairing. And this, for some reason, is where the phone socket is. So we can't get internet. I've tried connecting it up, it's not working. So we've got a phone in here, but you only need the master in here, and she can have the others. I'm not keen on cordless phones. If you research decked cordless phones, I got rid of them. My mum won't listen, unfortunately, but there's no wired sockets anywhere apart from that. But a lot of people don't have home phones anymore. So this is going to be the sort of the cleaning cupboard. There's probably things we can do storage wise. She's got the ironing board. The SIBO will fit in here. She'll need to keep this area free, of course, for access to the washer. I'll be plumbing that in later today. So that's a useful cupboard. I think that's it. I won't show you the garage today. I've been up in the loft and it is huge. It's partly boarded, but it's not very good. It's got a light in there, so it's workable, but I will need to get proper loft boards, and eventually I'm going to insulate the eaves with proper insulation, insulated fiberboard stuff. But that's a job in hand. I'll get the floor sorted first. That's priority. It does have a loft ladder, but it's very steep, so I don't know. It's going to be awkward getting vacuums up there. Ooh, there goes the shower trickling. So it's up there. But it is, what's unfortunate is I thought I'd be able to use both loft spaces. So the main loft space, you can easily stand up in it, plenty of headroom. But the extension, you see that lintel here, well, they extended it, so there's a loft space above here, but there's too many cross beams for me to use it. I will be able to use some of the space, but it's not really easy to get to. But I could store stuff at the back there that I don't need to get hold of, you know, so quickly. But yes, it's and I've also got the garage. I can use a lot of the garage as well. The garage has a loft which is partly boarded, only about a quarter of that. But there's also these things, I don't know what they're for, but there's these sort of bar things either side of the loft which I could easily slide some upright boxed vacuums on. And there's even an inspection pit. So I don't know, at the floor of the garage you can lift up some boards. So I'm not sure if I can store anything in there. I'm not really sure if how dry it is. But that garage apparently is newly built. The bloke who lived here built it. But yeah, it's nice that it's not overlooked. I'm not keen that there's some electrical wires there, but I suppose you wouldn't notice them. But yeah, it was a bit strange. I had a bit of a cry. It was just, I was okay until my mum came in, just right at the end of leaving her old house. And I was upset. She said, "Oh, well, you haven't lived here for years." I said, "Well, yeah, but I lived here a long time." But we haven't had time to really contemplate and think about things. It's just been so busy. We've had help from my brother Paul and his wife Amanda, who live literally at the bottom of the road almost. Within 2 to 3 minutes you can be in their house. So that was the reason my mum moved. It's not as nice as Bishopthorpe. You can hear the motorway all the time, but you could at my mum's old house. There's a lot to do. You know, it's not got curb appeal at the moment. But, as I said, my mum does fortunately have the money now because this house is cheaper than her old house. She's got the money to spend on it. Once it's done out, it will be absolutely fantastic. It's a pretty solid house, and it's better than I expected. So, you know, all in all, I'm pretty happy about it now, and especially after going up there and having a look at the loft, which I'll show you in another video. I'll show you it as it is now, and of course I'll show you as I progress and make it something more usable. Oh, that's my mum's phone going off. So with no internet, but I'm going home tomorrow. There's a rail strike tomorrow though, so I'm going to have to do a lot of crawling to Mark and ask him if he'll come and collect me. His sister fortunately lives in this village as well, so it couldn't be better really, because now every time we come here he can just walk down the road to see his sister and her family. So it's a good location to be in. I wouldn't be surprised, to be honest, if we end up moving here at some point. But we'll have to see. I would want a new build house. There's, you know, you get problems with new builds, don't you? But at least they're normally sorted free of charge by the developer. I like a new build. There's a lot to do in this house, but it's livable. Once everything, I'll show you a bit later on, hopefully we'll have more things done. Once things are in place and my mum's settled, then she can start thinking. It's the kitchen that's the priority apparently, because there's nowhere to put all the food. So that's the priority. Get the internet on. After the kitchen, I expect it will be the bathroom. But believe you me, that is a huge improvement on what greeted us when we arrived. It was disgusting. I must have spent, well, at least 4 hours doing that.